were you around when that whole thing happened with Sheik and Jim Duggan, and they were caught by the
Yeah,
police?
yeah.
So what was your take? I mean, in
Oh
that moment, were you
man.
like, man, I got to clean my act up, or what were you thinking?
No, not me, bro. Not me. I was like, fucking idiots, they got caught,
Oh.
you know. But the sad thing was, you know, a lot of that wouldn't have happened if she hadn't have been in that car, you know, because Duggan wasn't going to do the stuff that was being done in there,
Right.
not openly, you know. And if you've ever been in a situation around the Sheik, you know, real quick that as soon as you get pulled over, the Sheik's going to get out and do his whole spiel, which doesn't impress anybody, pisses you off, you know. And he's telling those cops off, and he badgered them, man. He got all over them, you know.
Oh man, thank God
And
that Jim's dad was a chief of police in New
oh
York.
my God, it was horrible, man. Jim had to, I felt so bad for Jim because just a few weeks after that happened, his father was being honored
Oh,
for being a police chief for so many years. They had a big banquet for him. There were two or three governors there to honor him for the work that he had done over the years. And of course, here's the black eye sitting up here beside him,
oh
his
God.
son who just got busted, you know. And
His famous son, who's been in his
yeah,
headline. Oh, just
yeah, it was
brutal.
real tough on Jim. And I went to bat for Jim because I'd never known Jim to drink beer. He was a vodka guy. And when Vince called me and told me, he said, "Well, you're a buddy," you know, I don't know how I get that. All of a sudden, the guy that fucks up, he's my friend.
He's your friend, yeah.
My friend. It doesn't matter. He's making you millions of dollars, Vince. Okay, I get it, but he's
Right.
my friend now, and it must be my fault somehow. Just got busted with the Iron Sheik, and I went to bat for Jim, and I said, "Wait a minute, you said he was drinking and driving? No, Jim Duggan wouldn't do that. No fucking way." Because I
No.
just knew that he did not drink beer, you know. And then, of course, several months later, I asked Jim, I said, "Can you believe that fucking McMahon tried to tell me you were actually drinking beer? I know better than that." He goes, "No, I was." Oh, fuck. I just buried myself, man. Oops.
Well, if you've
man, trying to stand up for my buddy, and I'm just breaking that stick off my own ass.
And well, it's understandable if anybody here's ever talked to Jim or met Jim. He's like, it's just not in his personality. You're right.
No, man. And Jim is a wonderful, wonderful guy, man. And he put himself in a bad situation, and you put yourself in a bad situation enough times, something bad's going to happen sooner or later. And it's not going to be anything that washes off either. And it took some time for Jim to get back to the WWF, and it cost him a lot of money. A lot of money.
Man, just unthinkable. And he's a young man at the time. And
Yeah.
to put things in perspective for a lot of people, it's imagine you're in your 20s, all of a sudden you're famous, you've got a lot of people approaching you wanting to give you free things. There's a lot of women around you wanting to be with
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Like, I know that if I had been in that position in my 20s, I would have been a complete piece of shit. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would have been,
It happens that way. You look at these NBA basketball players, they get these multi-million-dollar contracts. Watch them blow their money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something we're not ready for. Nobody at school teaches you that you're going to make $20 million in just 3 or 4 years. It just doesn't happen. I mean, they don't teach you how to get ready for that. And which I'm very grateful for everything I ever made. But man, I could have damn sure done without the vultures.
No question.
Because the vultures come out of their woodwork, man. And you're now a prized piece of meat that's being displayed, ready to be scooped up and chewed up and spit out. And I got conned 2 or 3 times over large amounts of money that anybody in their own real mind wouldn't have done what I did and got involved in with those people. But I did because I trusted them. Oh man. You got to be careful who you trust, man. You really do, especially if you're talking about your bank account.
And, if you're under your 30s, you haven't really developed, maturity yet, and all of a sudden, like,
No,
so of course you're gonna make mistakes, and
make
unfortunately
mistakes, man. You can't wait to try the next mistake.